First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today. Namo Akala Nata Vidya Raja, the immovable wisdom king and the 8 immovable youths. Simu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, disciples present here and over the internet. And our VIP today is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan, Secretary General Daniel Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. The law advisor to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou. And from the True Buddha School Scholar Group, a professor in electrical engineering of National Cheng Kung University, Dr. Wang Di. And from CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Kenny Tiansang Shinton, Dharma Sister Rebecca Suyachi. Dr. Ryan Zhuang. And from the Sunny Line Dance Group of Taiwan, Dharma Sister Lin Yixuan. And the wife of the former director of Overseas Credit Warranty Fund, Miss Vivian Sid. And Mr. Zhang Wenlong and Mrs. Zhao Buyun and family. Next Sunday, November 1st, not 11 o'clock. So next Sunday, November 1st at 3 p.m., there would be Vajradhara or Dorje Chang Homa fire offering ceremony. So Vajradhara, which deity is that? It's up to Grandmaster, up to me. You decide. Vajradhara typically refers to the Vajra holder. This 2 word, 总词, meaning the chief holder. So the chief and complete holder of all Vajrayana. So how do you recite the mantra? Strictly speaking, Vajradhara would be also called, written like this, which is Chang. Chang. It's like a tribe in China. It's pronounced as Chang in Chinese. So he is Dorje Chang. And that's the same as the Adi Buddha. Which is the Buddha of the 16th ground, and that is Dorje Chang or Vajradhara. So Adi Buddha So what do you do? So Adi Buddha is Dorje Chang. Dorje meaning Vajra and Chang meaning the Dara or chief holder. The mantra. The mantra would be Om Pecha Ata Ama Tatu Soha. But we have done that before, right? So Vajra Dara or Dorje Chang is also Samantabhadra Tathagata or the Adi Buddha. Samantabhadra Tathagata and or Adi Buddha, Dorje Chang. And then below him would be the 5 Dhyani Buddhas or the 5 Vajra holders. And the combination of these 5 Vajra holders would be Vajra Sattva. And all below Vajra Sattva would be considered as Vajra holders. Let me see this on the internet.
Om Pecha Dara Hum Hum， 这个就是我告诉你。
Om Pecha Dara Hum Hum. This is the mantra for Adi Buddha. 2. The shortest mantra for Adi Buddha.
Om Pecha Dara 就是阿达尔玛佛，就变成达拉。
So Dara is short of Adi Buddha. So which deity would we perform for Homa next week? Actually, they are the same. It is difficult to say. Like today, in performing Akala Homa, he didn't follow the procedure. I was going to perform the mudras. And then because he descended upon my body, it was the same as if Akala was the one performing the Homa today, and it was not me. So it's the same as if Akala was doing the Homa and not me. So the mudras that he formed were not the mudras that I had formed before. And I was aware that he was forming the mudras. So he was forming whatever mudras he liked. That's also quite interesting, quite strange. When the first time I throw in the Homa quartz, there was smoke. That was the worst kind of sign. That the first time I throw in the Homa quartz, that there was smoke, and that was the most inauspicious sign. So when you perform Homa, and then when you put in the offering, there was smoke, then that is the worst and most inauspicious sign. So at this time, you use the black seeds and the white seeds to eradicate it. So that's why I tried very hard to use the white and black sesame seeds to sprinkle and to eradicate the inauspiciousness. And through that, maybe Akala did not feel that that was enough to eradicate the inauspiciousness, so he descended upon my body and used his power to eradicate it completely. So the karma deities who guarded the fire pit, the Homa attendants have to pay close attention that whenever there's smoke, you need to eradicate the smoke right away. Otherwise, it would become a disaster. That's why immediately I throw in the white and black sesame seeds to eradicate it. And he descended directly to eradicate all the eradication. And that's why all the eradication mudras were performed directly by Akala. When I was reciting the O gods of heavens, gods of the earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities vanish, let all disasters turn into dust. And then he himself uses the Vajra scepter to cleanse away and eradicate all the inauspiciousness. So at the very beginning, when the Homa fire has not even started and it already started to smoke, so that was the really horrendous inauspiciousness. So that's why you have to pay attention. So whether it's at the beginning or at the end, if there is a smoke, then that would be disasters. So Homa fire has to be fire. You cannot have smoke because this is not a smoke offering. I haven't said my greetings. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? So today, as you saw, the mudras were formed by Akala, including when I recited in my merit dedication. All of a sudden, there were lots of merit dedication verses that appeared automatically or naturally. So those were spoken by Akala. It was not by me. So as you all know, that Akala has tremendous power. And in Japan, there are lots of Akala Homa, Akala courts and he is really tremendous in Japan. And so he is the wrathful manifestation of Vairocana Buddha, Vairocana Tathagata. And one of his vows is that anyone who sees me with genuine bodhicitta, anyone who hears my name will stop doing evil and begin doing good. And anyone listening to my teachings will obtain great wisdom. And anyone comprehending my mind will attain Buddhahood in the present body. So anyone that sees Akala's body would generate bodhicitta. Anyone hearing Akala's name would stop evil and becoming virtuous. Anyone listening to Akala's Dharma teaching would obtain great wisdom. And anyone comprehending Akala's mind will attain Buddhahood in this lifetime, in this present body. He has many Dharma practices. Just now, I performed 斗者戒正列在前。临兵斗者戒正列在前，这是不动明王的。That's the 4 verticals, 5 horizontals mudra of Akala. So 4 verticals and 5 horizontal lines. The mudra. 4 verticals, 5 horizontals. 4 vertical lines, 5 horizontals. Mudra. So this is the mudra. 4 verticals, 5 horizontals. And separately would be what I often do. Min, Bing, Do, Ze, Jie, Zhen, Lie, Zai, Qian. 这就是临兵斗者戒正列在前的。So this is the mudra. 临兵斗则戒正列在前。我在比手印的时候 When I form those mudras, I often do this. 兵斗则戒正列在前。So I often form these mudras for the 9-character mantra, with the 9-character mantra, and the cutting mudra. Lin bin dou zhe lie zhen jie zai qian. The cutting Dharma. The cutting Dharma. So if you have disturbances in your sleep, or you're disturbed by demons or spirits or ghosts, then you form this short mudra, invoke Akala, and then you cut and say Lin Bin Dou Zhe Lie Zhen Jie Zai Qian, and then you form it here and there 3 times, and also at the door of the bedroom. Then the demons or the Mara cannot enter into the bedroom. So 9-character mantra and the cutting mudra for demarcation and protection. If you are attacked or attached by the spirit, You also perform this. 领并斗者列正皆在前. So in the front, at the back, left and right. On four sides. If you can invoke the power of Akala and recite the 9-character mantra and use the sword mudra and then draw the 4 vertical and 5 horizontal lines on your body, then you would be free from the disturbances from Mara, demons, ghosts, negative energies, spirits. They would not be able to attach or enter into your body. So that's how you perform the Dharma. So Grandmaster used this 9-character mantra cutting mudra most frequently, and also it has the greatest power. It's most frequently used by Grandmaster. So when you form this mudra, this phenomena would occur naturally. One time somebody cast a spell to Golden Mother of the Siadlichang temple. Someone did that. Golden Mother is truly great. How could they cast a spell or perform spells on it? We don't know who did that. But when I invoke Golden Mother, so he used the 9-character mantra and the cutting mudra on the Golden Mother's statue in order to free Golden Mother from it. So can you believe that someone actually cast a spell on the Golden Mother? Who did it? Actually, it's very easy to cast a spell or curse. Let me tell you 3 methods. Well, I cannot tell you. Then you would cast spells or curses all over. So you can eradicate the filthiest things, as I said before. First is the blood of a black dog and the urine of a white horse and also the blood of a menstruating woman. And you take the stuff and then you wiped it. You use the blood from a menstruating woman and wipe it on the statue. Then the god or the spirit would leave the statue unless you use this 4 verticals and 5 horizontals mudra to recover. Then the gods, the deity would return. So because the Golden Mother in the Seattle temple was cursed, so Golden Mother left. And then I used the 4 verticals and 5 horizontals mudra to recover Golden Mother. So Golden Mother returned to the temple. You know, the Golden Mother at the Seattle Lichang temple is of a very supreme divine power, and yet someone could and did cast a spell on her. It's just unimaginable what people do, what they have in their mind or what their hearts are. It's really unspeakable. It's hard to explain. So there are lots of things not as simple as what we think. Things on the superficial level you can see, but you don't know what's behind or beyond that. You know, the Golden Mother enshrined at the Seattle Lizang Temple is very difficult to visualize. If I cannot visualize Golden Mother, I would visualize the Golden Mother at my spiritual consultation room. It's very easy to visualize her, the one in the room. And also this one that's enshrined here at the Homa Hall of the Rainbow Villa. It's very easy to visualize her. And the Golden Mother at the Rainbow Main Hall is very shy. Do we say hai sao in Chinese or hai xiu? Either way, it's fine. So very shy. Every time I invoke her, she would say, "Oh, please, don't invoke me." Then who should I invoke? And the one here at the Homa Hall, I asked her, "You are the primary Golden Mother at the Rainbow Temple. I want to invoke you, but why don't you let me?" But she said, "Because she's not beautiful." Based on your look, of course you say she's fine. But every time I invoke her, she's very shy, and this is the truth. And she said, "Please don't visualize me because I don't look good." So you can check on her later and see if she's good looking or not. The Golden Mother at the main hall at the Rainbow Villa there. And she said she's not good looking. So I asked her, "Who should I invoke?" And she said, "The one enshrined at the Homa Hall." So I always invoke the Golden Mother enshrined at the Homa Hall. So every time I come to Rainbow Temple, I always invoke this deity. Please show everybody. Is it difficult? No. Is it heavy or light? The crown is slanted. It was touched. Okay. She wanted me to invoke this deity, this one, this Golden Mother. What do you think? Very beautiful. But the one enshrined at the main hall, I even went forward, and she didn't want to be invoked because she said she's ugly. So each deity has his or her own characteristic. But the most divine and majestic and responsive is the one enshrined at the Seattle Lizang Temple. Most responsive. And she has tremendous divine power. And of all the Golden Mothers, the easiest to visualize, in my opinion, would be the one in my spiritual consultation room. And every time I invoke her, she would calm. And also the one enshrined at the abode of the southern mountain, which you have never seen, and she would always calm as well. And also the one in the tantric quarter, which is in meditation posture. But the one at the Seattle Lechang temple is very difficult to invoke. But if you can invoke her, she would radiate boundless light because she has the greatest divine power. And the most difficult to invoke is the one enshrined at the Rainbow Temple's main hall. It's most difficult for me. But I did invoke her once or twice. She did calm. Otherwise, she would say, just invoke the one at the Homa fire pit. It's very strange. The Bodhisattvas also have their personalities and characters. Like the fierce ones, like Akala. He's truly wrathful, fierce, ferocious. The upper teeth, the canine teeth, it would extend. The upper one would extend down, and the down one would extend upward. And one eye squint, and the other eye open. Look really ferocious. And of all the Vajrapalas or Herukas, Akala is the most ferocious looking. You would be scared looking at his face, but he's very easy to invoke. For me, it's very easy to invoke him. He descended especially today to help our Homa. And he helped us extinguish the worst and the most inauspicious things that were about to happen. They were all eradicated. Now let's continue on the Great Perfection Dharma of Tantrayana. After reading this record of attaining the complete and perfect enlightenment, I was deeply moved. The Dharma wheel of Buddhism started following Sakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment. Its wisdom allowed the generation of the 84,000 different Dharma gates. The people who have benefited from Buddhist philosophy are uncountable. And Sakyamuni Buddha led human beings toward the most virtuous and benevolent realms. This truly is an immeasurable merit and remarkable wisdom. And this kind of wisdom is the wisdom of Mahabodhi Prajna, the wisdom of the great body. This wisdom is awaiting for the worthy ones to continue to disseminate. So today, talking about deeply moved, that 84,000 Dharma gates to counter the 84,000 different ailments. Buddhist philosophy started in India, and because the Buddha was Indian, and when he had attainment, Buddhism flourished. And then later on, there was no more Buddhism in India. But the original faith, Hinduism, continues still today. But But Buddha Dharma
印度啊，它消失掉。
has disappeared from India.
是这样子的，佛陀涅槃的时候啊，
When Sakyamuni Buddha entered into parinirvana, his feet is facing east and the head is facing the west.
它有一个意思，就是说，
And it has a meaning
会流传
that
到东
his
方，
Dharma in the future would spread to the east and continue
印度
to
的
stay
所谓
in the
佛
east.
教的法，就流传到东
So
南亚。
the Buddhism of India spread to Southeast Asia
另一部分流传到尼泊尔，
and then
到西藏，
some also spread to Nepal and Tibet and to all of mainland China
韩国，
and then to
从
Korea
韩国再传到日本，
and from Korea to Japan and from China to Taiwan
从中国又
and
到了
from
日本
China also to Japan.
到了日本就横在那里啊，它没有在西方，没有在西方能够弘扬。
And then it stalled there in Japan and it didn't go to the west,
先言
didn't
就是印度
spread to the
东南
west.
亚
So the origin of Buddhism, India, Southeast Asia, Tibet, China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan,
其他的国家几乎都没有。
and almost none in the other countries at the beginning.
藏传佛教呢，是因
And
为
Tibetan Buddhism,
这个他们离开了西藏，
because they left Tibet
到世界各地，
and they brought
然后在世界各地慢慢地
Buddhism
开发
to all over the
慢慢地
world and gradually
显
develop
教当然也是
and
这种
bear fruit in other countries. And also Mahayana Buddhism continued to disseminate. But Buddhist philosophy, typically
是
speaking,
胜过一般的宗教。我们 这个
rises beyond the typical religions. Of course, because we sell melons, so of course we say melons are
佛教
sweet.
的思想
We talk about Buddha Dharma. So Buddhist philosophy is highest. The
是一个轮回，
Hinduism, Hindu philosophy is
有
talking
一个
about
创造神，
a circle or
然后一
cycle.
个保护神，
A creator God, a protector God, and a
先
destroyer
创造
God.
后
First you create and then you destroy later,
创造再破坏
and
再
then
创造
create
再破
and
坏
destroy and create and destroy. So that's
其
a
中还有
cycle.
保护
And then in between there's also the
还有其他
protection
很多的神，
and also many
包括
other
教印度教的这个，它的
gods.
就是轮回，没有一个究竟，没有一个究竟。
So
佛
that
教
only
本身
talks
来
about the
是有一个
cycle.
究竟，有一个究竟。那么这个究竟就是成佛。
And there is no ultimate, but in Buddhism, there is an ultimate, and the ultimate is Buddhahood. And the ultimate is also called the empty nature, and it's also called the prajna wisdom, which is the greatest wisdom.
这里面所提到的大菩提波叶之
So Mahabodhi,
大菩提
Prajna
波叶之智，
wisdom,
成等正觉就是成佛。
and
这是
attaining
非常重要的
complete and perfect enlightenment, that's attaining Buddhahood. This is very important.
无法估计。
The people who have benefited from Buddhist philosophy are uncountable. And 84,000 Dharma gates, there are many, many Dharma gates to resolve or to handle all different kinds of ailments
就是这在这里，
of sentient
是
beings.
对治
This is most important.
对治这8万4千种病，
So to counter the 84,000 kinds of illnesses,
为什么？
even then you
因
still
为你没有
cannot
得到
have attainment. Why? Because you have not gained the great body wisdom, the wisdom to attain the perfect and complete enlightenment. Without that, you cannot have attainment. You cannot have siddhi. So Buddhist philosophy is very profound. So Buddhist philosophy is rather profound and of the rather superior or supreme. And this philosophy is something for you to realize on your own, to enlighten. Only then you would be called a true enlightenment. If you have not gained this enlightenment, you have not gained enlightenment about the ultimate, about the non-differentiations, the rest that's not considered to be enlightenment. So there are some bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are not necessarily enlightened. Arhats too are not necessarily enlightened. That's a different kind of realm, the realm of bodhisattva or the realm of arhat. Only when you attain Buddhahood, attain the complete and perfect enlightenment, then that would be called enlightenment. The rest are still considered to be the worldly Dharma. Like there are many gods told me that bodhisattvas or gods, when they appeared and spoke, then I would know that sometimes the deity who came have not gained complete and perfect enlightenment. That's my observation. Let me share a joke today. You were so serious today. The superintendent of the factory told the new security guard, please pay attention so that the employees don't bring some products out when they leave work. So the guards carefully inspect the bags of the employees, and they were all empty. They didn't bring anything. And one day, the guard was curious and asked the superintendent, what is the product of our factory? Their wallets. So the guard was checking the wallets, and all the wallets are empty. So enlightenment is cannot be stolen. So if Grandmaster say what enlightenment is, and then you steal that, then that is not considered to be enlightenment. You have to gain the enlightenment on your own, and if it comply to Grandmaster's enlightenment, then you would be considered enlightenment. The three Dharma seals, everything is impermanent, everything is unrelated to self, and then nirvana is extinction. Extinction is bliss. And of these three, there's enlightenment in there. And then you thought, oh, good. So if Grandmaster said that of these three seals, three Dharma seals, there's enlightenment there, and these, okay, then they shoot the arrow. So the enlightenment is that everything is impermanent, that everything has no intrinsic self, and nirvana or extinction is bliss. No. Sure. Sakyamuni Buddha said that the three Dharma seals and the enlightenment is within it, but you just copied. And some people just copied from my book.
师尊讲开悟，
Grandmaster said,
这个有
enlightenment
关开悟的，
is
就把
this
它抄
and that, and they just copied.
他的那一张纸啊，哪来
And
的？
then
都是我
they
讲过的东西。
showed the piece of paper to me, but those were written by me.
自己的东西，
So you stole
但
it,
是很像我的东西，
but you have to be able to
这
say
个才是你自己的开悟。
something
也就是说，你不是抄我的，而是
something from yourself,
复出来的，
but similar to mine. So, but it's not from my
那
books.
就是
It's something that you realize yourself.
我一
Then
看
that would be it.
真的开悟，
And then when I see that, I would say, oh, okay, you gain true
两
enlightenment.
条线而已啊。
It's very simple. 2 lines. One is existence. The other line is emptiness.
有跟空，
So between existence and emptiness, there are 2 lines.
这个你如何拿捏住什么时
How-
候是有，什么时
how
候是空？
can
你没有
you
办法拿捏，
master them?
没有办法拿捏
How
的时候
can
是
you be well versed in
能够
them?
拿捏到
When you would be existing, when it would be existing, existence, and when it would be
你
emptiness.
就开悟。
So if you comprehend the true reality of existence and the true reality of emptiness, then you would gain enlightenment. So existence represents the material world, and emptiness represents the Buddha nature.
那你这样子去领悟有跟空之间
So
如何不
when
冲突？
you
为何不冲突？
then how you comprehend that the existence and emptiness are not in contradictions and are not in conflict, then that would be it. As we know, a lot of things are contradicting.
后面的诊室里，一位阿伯跟一位大
There's a room,
阿
a
伯
clinical room at the
借
hospital.
问一下
There's
这个线啊，离
an
这里
old lady asked the man, this is a play of word of
我
Chinese.
讲了一下没有听过这个线，不知道你问这
So
个
who
干嘛
Xian
阿伯悄悄
Xian
地说：“我告诉
sounds
你，
like a
你
line.
可不要告诉别人哦。我刚才听到医生跟前面那个人讲，射护腺在发炎，时机不是很好。我想去领一点盐回家来用。”这个是当然，这个是属于
This is
语文上的笑话。
like a homophone jokes,
外
which
国人
is
他听不懂，
would be could not be understood by foreigners,
他讲英文的，他
by the English speakers,
我们也
because
是外国人。
it's with the same sound but mean different thing.
其实白人
We are
是
actually the
日本
foreigners. The white people are the locals.
外国人
We are the
这
immigrants.
里不能讲外国人，
So we should not say the foreigners. We should just say the English speakers
这个笑话。
will not understand this
医生
joke.
对病人讲：“你射护腺在发炎，射护腺在发炎。
So actually, it's like the
射
prostate
护腺在哪里？哪一个腺？
glands
那里在发炎？
are
发炎
inflamed,
包啊！
but it sounds like this some kind of line is distributing salt. It's just a play of word.
这个叫做误解。
This is
我们知道这个叫
called
误解
misunderstanding.
你千万不能够误解。
By all means, don't
绝
misunderstand.
对没有误解这一回事。绝
But
对没有误解
enlightenment,
这一
there
回
is no
事
misunderstanding
开悟
about
因为是绝
enlightenment.
对的，所以
Because
没有
enlightenment is absolute, so there is no misunderstanding. There is no
黑跟白，黑色跟白色是矛盾的。
black and white are contradicting each other, are opposites.
这个善跟恶是对
Good and bad are also
有人讲，
opposites.
我知道宗教就是叫人家做好事，
Someone say, I know, religions is teaching people to do good. That this statement is wrong.
在佛教来讲，这个是错误的。
With respect to Buddhism, this is wrong, because when there's good work, there would also be bad
宗
work.
教都是叫人家做好事嘛，不
That
错。
religions only teaching people to do good.
但是
That's
不是完
right,
全这样
but not just that.
好事是佛教，佛教非好事。
So,
这就是哲学的观点。
good deeds is Buddhism, but Buddhism is not just good deeds. So the white horse is a
为什么
horse
白马不是马呢？因为马灰白马。
because a horse is not always a white horse.
是不是马呢？
So is a white horse a horse?
白马
Yes,
灰马，
but
白马为什么又不
a
是
white
马？
horse is not a horse.
因为白
Why?
马不能统合
Because
所有的马。
The white horse does not include all kinds of horses, because there are also, black horse and red horse and white horse and gray horse and horses of all different colors. So we cannot say that white horse is a horse. So we say white horse is a horse, but white horse is also not a horse.
我们讲
So this is
实际是佛教，
the philosophy. This is philosophical.
实际
So 慈济
没有错。
is Buddhism. 慈济 is Buddha Dharma. That's correct. But Buddha Dharma is not 慈济.
为什么呢？佛
Why?
法包含很多，
Because Buddhism includes, Buddha Dharma includes a lot of things, including 慈济, who's doing charitable work, performing meritorious deeds, to build hospitals, to build TV stations. They're all included in Buddhism, Buddha Dharma. But Buddha Dharma are not just those. It also includes the ultimate Mahabodhi Prajna wisdom,
高的智慧就是
which is the greatest wisdom, which is Buddhahood, not just doing good deeds.
是相对的。
So good deeds, good and bad are opposites, black and white are opposites, true and false are opposites, man and woman are also pairs, yin and yang, heaven and earth are all pairs or opposites.
对的，就是
There are lots of things that are opposites,
就近的大波叶是绝对
but the ultimate Mahabodhi Prajna wisdom is the absolute,
还是相
the
对的。
ultimate. Whatever you think of, if it is relative, then it is not Buddha Dharma.
是佛法，
If you praise,
是恶法，
that's Buddha Dharma. But slander is a
赞美跟
bad
诽谤是两
Dharma.
者之间是相对的。
So praise
相对的
and slander are opposites. So that's not Buddha
也就是
Dharma,
开悟。
and that's not enlightenment.
跟大家讲啊，所以实际是
So
佛
Tzu Ji
佛
is
法非实
Buddha Dharma, but Buddha Dharma is not Tzu Ji. White horse is a
白
horse,
马也是非马，
but white horse is also not a horse, because it doesn't include all the horses.
范围非常的广。它包
Buddha
含
Dharma is really expansive.
的佛
It
法
includes Tzu Ji. That's why we say Buddha Dharma is Tzu Ji, but Tzu Ji is not
大家
Buddha
可以
Dharma.
讲得通吗？
So now, can you understand that?
所以开悟
So enlightenment is ultimate,
绝对的佛法
absolute.
绝对的佛法，
It's the absolute Buddha Dharma, and that is the Mahabodhi Prajna wisdom, the wisdom of the great body. Today, the Great Perfection Dharma talks about the Mahabodhi Prajna wisdom.
啊，这个也是英文
This
英
also
文的，它
cannot be understood, or the English speakers will not laugh at this joke.
啊，最近几天感觉到头昏头痛，脖子很疼，到医院看医生，各项 CT、心电图 脑电图、X 光、验血、验尿、内科、外科，全部检查一遍。医生看了，写了一个结果，开了一个处方，上面写着病名没有波斯，没有批丝，病因爱啃手机用药没有批丝，憋砍手机，服用方法每天快速朗诵10遍。我怎么看也看不懂，回家开始朗诵，朗诵越来越快，突然间醒悟了，原来是没有屁事，爱看手机，治疗方法没有屁事，别看手机。用手机太多啦，脖子酸，哪里都有问题。
Use your cell phone too much, then your neck and shoulder would be sore. Xiaomei wants to learn ballet, and the teacher said, that's going to be hard work. And Xiaomei said, no problem, I have that gene. And the teacher said, oh, really? Because my mom always tells my dad. And because my mom said that my dad, when coming home really late at night, he would walk on tiptoe. So that's why she has the gene for ballet dancing. So there are reasons for a lot of things. After the Ami said, if there are no women, then I cannot continue to live. I cannot live on. Why do you like women so much? Oh no, because I am an op-gen doctor, an optician. So everything has a reason. An old man every day would go buy some hot food to the sushi shop. You never go to other shops, he said, because I make the best kind. And the old man said, just smile and said, the food that you made, because your food works really well. It's better than the medicine. What kind of sickness do you have? Because I have constipation. So 84,000 kinds of illnesses, and then we use 84 different kinds of Dharma to resolve it, or to handle it, or to counter it. So the old man eat the food and would not have constipation anymore. This is a long joke. It's also not funny. Well, maybe. A woman asked a man, do you have 3 bedrooms and one living room? And the man said, no. Do you have a Honda luxury car? And the man said, no. And the woman said, oh, I have to go. And the man speaks to himself, but I have a single family home. Why do I want to live in an apartment? And I have a Mercedes-Benz. Why do I want to drive a Honda? And the lady came back and continued the date. And the man said, in order to start my business, I finance my house and cars. I have no more cash. And the lady said, oh, I have to go. But the man said, fortunately, I went public and got on the stock. And the ladies sat down again. And the man said,
跌破了花
but the IT,
他要
the IT field came down, and then the stock went down, and the lady stood up again, and then he continued, but it was bought by Microsoft, so I have some cash, and I could turn around. And the lady laughed really happily and said, "You keep teasing me."
医生的服装的医生进来，
And then at this time, there are two doctors
跑出来，快回去
in white uniform and told the man, "You ran away from the hospital again. It's time for you to get back and take your medicine."
告诉大家，
So please let me tell you,
因果就是这样子，
cause and effect
这样。
is like this. All the karma or cause and effect is like this. When there's no causes, there will not be any effects.
当你的果业完全消除的时候，
When you completely eradicate all the effects or the karmic retributions, then you would be considered enlightened. Only then you would be considered enlightened.
非常感